Kemi has always known for sleeping over at people's houses. One night she stays in a particular home. The next night she moved to another. She never believed in sleeping in the same house twice. She loved company, movement, and the sweetness of change. But what she did not know was that the spirits were watching and waiting for the night she would not return. Kemi was a 27 years old lady, very fair and strikingly beautiful. People noticed her the moment she walked into a room. Her skin glowed like a morning light. Her smile was gentle and her voice was soft. She worked in a reputable company in Ibadan City, dressed neatly and carried herself with so much confidence. Kemi lived in a clean, well-furnished apartment with her friend, Imisi, who was also her age mate. They had known each other since university. Imisi was calm, careful, and observant, but Kemi, she's totally different from her friend. People sometimes think they are siblings, but they are not even from the same town. Kemi had one strange habit, a very strange habit. Kemi never liked sleeping in her own house. She never does. One night, she will sleep at a colleague's place, another night at a church friend's apartment, sometimes at a distant cousin's houses, and sometimes even with somebody she had only known for only few weeks or even some days. She would comfortably sleep at their places. To Kemi, the rules were simple. Never sleep in the same house 2 nights in a row. Imisi warned her many times. Kemi, this thing you are doing is not normal, Imisi would say while locking the door at night. What if something happened to you? What if you meet the wrong person? How do you even trust strangers so much? But Kemi, she always laughed. Imisi, relax. Life is short. I like company. I like change. She would reply, grabbing her handbag. I hate sleeping alone, even though she doesn't sleep alone. All the efforts Imisi made to stop Kemi from sleeping outside were all in vain, and she got tired of complaining and giving advice. She let her do her thing. After all, she's an adult. She doesn't wait for Kemi to return anymore. She would lock the door, turn off the lights, and sleep alone, not caring whether Kemi came back or not. Kemi's strange behaviors were so obvious that people began to whisper. At work, people would say, that girl, she sleeps around. While some people would say, no, she cursed. I heard she cannot stay in one place. Kemi had all these rumors, but she didn't care. To her, it was fun, and she doesn't care what people say. Until the day she met Amaka. It was a Saturday afternoon. Kemi went to the shopping with Imisi. As they were picking items, chatting, and moving slowly, that was when she noticed Amaka, a woman about 30 years old, tall, elegant, with luxury wig, glowing with white confidence. Her clothes were expensive, her shoes sparkled, her perfume lingered like a soft memory. Kemi couldn't help herself. She said to her friend, do you see that woman? She looks so beautiful and she smells good. Kemi told Imisi that she would like to make friends with the lady. But Imisi tried to stop her, but wouldn't. Before Imisi could finish her advice, Kemi has dropped their shopping basket with Imisi and went after the lady. She walked up to her and said, you look very beautiful, ma, she said politely. The woman smiled slowly. Thank you. My name is Amaka. They both hugged, but something about Amaka felt warm and cold at the same time. Kemi and Amaka talked easily, like people who had known each other for years. Within minutes, they were laughing. Within an hour, they were friends. Imisi was done with the shopping and went to meet up with them. Kemi introduced Imisi to Amaka. Instantly, Kemi told Imisi to go home, that she will meet up with her. Imisi already know that her friend isn't coming back that day. Kemi followed Amaka to her house as they drove with Amaka's SUV luxury car. Amaka's house was a luxury duplex in a very quiet and lonely estate. The gate opened smoothly. The compound was wide. The lights glowed softly. Kemi's mouth dropped open. "You live here alone?" she asked. Amaka nodded. "Yes." I enjoyed silence. Inside, everything was perfect. Marble floor, soft couches, beautiful paintings. The guest room, it looks like a hotel. That night, they ate, they talked, and laughed. Kemi slept deeply, so deeply. But in the middle of the night, laughter filled the air, soft, strange, echoing. Kemi turned on the bed, her eyes opened slightly. The room was no longer beautiful. The walls were cracked. The painting was peeling. The lights were gone. She was no longer on the bed. She was on a bare floor, wearing a thin night dress she didn't recognize. Around her sat women, many women. Their skin was pale. Their eyes were dark. Their mouths laughed without joy. They spoke in whispers that sounded like winds passing through graves. Kemi wanted to scream, but she couldn't. She tried to stand up, but her body felt heavy, as if something heavy was dropped on her body. She only opened her eyes slightly and then managed to sleep off again. And then morning came. Sunlight filled the room. The luxury mansion returned. The bed was soft again. Her clothes were clean. No cracks, no ghosts, except one thing. Her fingers felt rough, dry and cold. But she wrote it off. She spoke to Amaka about the incident. But Amaka said to her, "Don't worry, it's just a dream." Kemi believed her, unknown to her that it was all real. Before leaving for work, Amaka said to her calmly, "Kemi, I will miss your company, no. Hope you will come back again tonight." Kemi smiled back and promised to come back. Kemi has never slept in a particular place twice, but this time she did. Even Imisi, her friend, was surprised when she said she was going back to the same house. Imisi said to her, "Kemi, you have never slept in a particular house twice. What is special about this one?" Imisi asked before she left for Amaka's house again the next day. Kemi didn't sleep at Amaka's house once. She started sleeping at her house often. Each time she sleeps there, something felt wrong. Her reflection sometimes blinked late. Her shadow moved oddly and disappeared. She woke up most times tired, very tired. Imisi noticed. "Kemi, your skin is cold," she said one morning. "You don't smell like yourself anymore." At work, co-workers whispered loudly. "She doesn't eat too much. She doesn't blink often. And why does her voice echo?" Kemi had all these things and she ignored everybody. She didn't even know what was happening to her. Even though Kemi knew something is wrong with her, but she can't place it. She has gone to hospitals, but no one could identify what is exactly wrong with her. Her beauty was fading. Her skin began to change color. Even in Kemi's weak state, something kept pushing her to Amaka's house. In fact, that is the only place she sleeps now. And she keep on having the same experience she had the first day she went to her house, but she termed it a dream. Kemi always complained to Imisi about the constant dream. She always say, "I don't know why I keep having the same dream over and over again. And sometimes it feels very real," she would say to Imisi. Kemi's condition grew worse, that she had to stop work and stay at home with pale-looking skin and bony shape. Meanwhile, Imisi wasn't comfortable with it anymore because she thought Kemi may not make through it. One night, something happened. Imisi was surprised when Kemi told her that she is going to Amaka's house with her current condition. She tried to stop her, but Kemi, who looked like half-dead human, strongly refused and even pushed Imisi aside. She ordered for Uber, who came to pick her. Even the Uber driver itself was shocked when he saw Kemi and how bad he was looking, but he drove her to Amaka's house regardless. Meanwhile, Imisi secretly followed Kemi that night. What she saw that night shocked her. She saw Kemi entered Amaka's mansion, but when she tried to come closer, because it was getting to midnight, immediately the mansion disappeared. It was gone. In it stood an ancient broken house, surrounded by dried leaves. Imisi ran. She was shocked. She couldn't believe her eyes. She tried to call people for help, but nobody heard her. She was so confused and restless because she was not able to save her friend. But by morning, she was able to convince few people to follow her. She narrated what she saw. Few strong men followed her to Amaka's house, but reaching there, the mud house was gone. It was Amaka's mansion, standing tall, like nothing happened. Imisi was shocked. She tried to convince the people that her friend was there, but they did not listen to her anymore. One by one, they began to leave. Soon, Kemi came out of the giant's gates, looking so weak, with a very rough cloth. As she was about falling, Imisi rushed and held her. Kemi looked at her friend, while in her arms, and said softly, "I should have listened to you," she said, and fainted. Imisi called for the men to help her carry Kemi to take her to the hospital, but it was too late. Nobody knew all this why Amaka, who she has been visiting, is not a human, but an ancient spirit living in human world, and was gradually turning Kemi into a ghost and has completed the initiation. Nobody was able to save Kemi because it was already late. Imisi tried her best. She took her to different hospitals, churches, even traditional doctors. No one was able to save her. But Kemi, she did not die, but she did not live either. By day, she will walk among humans, quiet, distant, and cold. And by night, she will return to the ancient house, laughing with the ghost. She never sleeps at home, and she will never will. At night, she will disappear and will not be seen till morning. And her friend, Imisi, she couldn't handle the new Kemi, so she had to move to another town and nobody heard about her. Thank you guys for watching. See you in another Mystery Tales by Amma. Bye.